Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor Moon here, and it's me, Sailor Neptune here, Sailor SeaWorld here. And today we're going to talk about why are WISESPEAKERs so hard to work. Like, why is it that if you get a WISESPEAKER with Google Android, which this WISESPEAKER does have, why is it so hard to work? Why is it that when you want to go into a website or go into a tool or a setting, you got to do double clicks just to get it to do what you want to do? But if you swipe or whatever, scroll sideways or whatever, it works fine when you scroll or when you swipe. But it doesn't do so well when you are tapping at it. And I know a lot of folks out there are going to come up with all kinds of forgivenesses and beliefs. You know, some of them are going to say, oh, well, you just don't know how to work it. Well, I have had this WISESPEAKER for at least going on at least 2 and 3.5 months. So you would think in 2 and 3.5 months that you would have skilled how to run it. But it has nothing to do with me not knowing how to run it. What I guilt it on is the glass. Every WISESPEAKER has glass. And since you don't have any running tool, like when you have a reckoner, if like a middle top or even a board top reckoner, what? You get a keyboard, you get a mouse, right? Well, with a Farseer, what do you get? You get a running stick. They come with any kind of them. Even the truly old ones and even the new ones now have them. But when you get a WISESPEAKER, you don't get nothing to help you run it. You don't get no stick, nothing. You get the small little handbook, but the handbook is only going to tell you how to set it up. It's not going to tell you how to run it. So you're at a downside right off the front. Now, I know there's going to be someone out there saying, well, why don't you go buy one of those sticks that folks work, you know, with their WISESPEAKERs? Yeah, well, I don't know where they sell those sticks at. And even if I could get a stick and I could buy one, who knows? Need be, I would just be tapping it sundriest time with a stick instead of tapping it sundriest times with my fingers. That's the only thing I think would work. But then I read somewhere that Google Android, unlike Apple iOS or Mozilla Firefox OS, is not as worker-friendly as the other two. Now, a lot of folks who have Apple iOS and have an Apple iSpeaker, let me know if you got to do double tap things to get it to do what you want to do, or to get it to stop doing something you don't want to do. And for any of you folks who have Mozilla Firefox OS on your WISESPEAKERs, let me know, do you got to do that double tap bullshit? You know, it is sad when you have to double tap sundriest times to either get into a website, get out of a website, to get into a setting, get out of a setting, to get into a tool, to get out of a tool, to start a tool up to end a tool. The only thing it seems to be good at without double tapping is either shutting down, starting over, updating, or, you know, making and giving calls, or making or giving tides. Well, mostly making and giving calls, because you got to double tap sundriest times sometimes to either give or take tides, or to, you know, get into a voice wire, give or take voice wires. So that's a really bad setup, don't you think? Yeah, at the end of the day, Sailor Moon, I believe it is a really sad setup on Google and Microsoft and, you know, and Samsung and LG and Acer and Dell and, you know, Westinghouse or MGM or whoever were the ones that, you know, started up Google Android, and who the ones that update it and come up with new tools and settings for it. And one of the things that they chose to do was not to make it worker friendly. apparently picking up a WISESPEAKER and just tapping one time to bring the shooter on and one time to stop the shooter from filming, apparently that's not good enough. You apparently just double tapping, one tap to get into a website and out, one tap to get into a setting or out, one tap to either start a tool or stop a tool or get out of a tool is apparently beneath them. And they love, apparently it seems in their mind, it seems, that they also think that if they like wrestling and fighting with WISESPEAKERs, they thought that everyone else would like that really bad setup. You know, how long does it take for someone to skill? How long does it take someone to overcome the handicap or weakening of Google Android on their WISESPEAKER? Because I don't know. We have had this WISESPEAKER at least 3.5 months, and we're still have to double tap on it to either get it to go into websites, get it to get out of a website, to get it to go into a setting, get out of a setting, to either to get into some tool like, filming or something, to get out, to stop filming. It's almost like it's someone who goes to learn and doesn't want to do what the teachers tell them to do. It's like someone who's at work and doesn't want to do what the heads tell them to do. It's like having a child or someone who doesn't want to do what their bearers or keepers tell them to do. Well, that's Google Android, all right? It does not want to do what you tell it to do. It doesn't like the whole belief that it's a fool and that it has to listen to all your asking things and all your tellings and things. It's like, ha, you can't fire me because I'm not a living being and you're not a head of some business. It goes, ha, you can't kick me out or put me in timeout or whatever, or have me kicked out because you're not some head of some learn somewhere. And it's like, oh, you can't put me in timeout or ground me because I'm not some child and you're not some keeper or bearer. That's how it behaves like. If it was a living being, that's how it would behave like. It behaves as if it doesn't like being a fool, and it does everything it can do to fight against its overling, which would be you, the owner of the WISESPEAKER. But guess what? Tools are not living beings. Tools do not have souls or feelings or thoughts or moods. They don't got souls or thoughts or feelings or moods or self. So there's no way that they can get into their head, oh, I don't want to work for you. Because only living beings, man-like, woman-like beings, and even some non-beings can do that. But since a tool is not a being, it can't do that. So I just write it off as someone made a really bad setup with Google Android. That's what I think. Anyway, you want to end this film? Yeah, if you like this film, I will Sailor Neptune, Sailor SeaWorld. If you like this film, then follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Watch the other film we made early this morning with me and Sailor Uranus talking about how Deacon Clearway handled the unstraight in Sailor Moon. Don't forget to share and playlist this film, rate this film, and when you're following us, if you have not, hit that ringer when you want to know when the next upload, live stream, or short has been done. I, Sailor Moon Serena, I, Sailor Neptune, Sailor Zero Michelle, and we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Farewell.